Welcome back, Brian Calvano, along with our Ozarks First contributors, Nick Reed, also the morning show host over at KSGF 104.1, and Amy Blansit, who is the head of the Drew Lewis Foundation. Nick, you are our resident expert here. Amy and I are going to sit over here and grill you.
Okay.
Because apparently, according to the Kansas City Star recently, there has been this purchase of airtime on KCXL 1140 AM and its FM counterparts. RM Broadcasting LLC, which apparently is a front for some Russian operation known as Radio Sputnik, is paying for so-called Russian-owned propaganda to be on U.S. over-the-air radio waves. And I just thought this was an amazing example of how different our country is now than, say, 30 or 40 years ago when we were the ones broadcasting like Radio Free Europe to the Soviet Union. Now we've got Russia propagandizing us. And since you are a talk radio guru and actually the king of talk radio here in Springfield, we figured you were the guy to sort of weigh in on this. What do you know about this, Nick, and what are your impressions?
There are so many contradictions with all of this Russia stuff. It's just insane to me. Now, I first realized this when there was all the talk about, Russian bots on social media and all this. There has for a very long time been, and it's on my provider, RT, Russian television. There is a Russian, paid for broadcast, an entire 24-hour news channel that most people have. They may not even realize it.
Now, where is this again?
Well,
like Mediacom or like
we have DirecTV and it's on there, but I think most providers carry it.
Okay.
So
and it's called Red Square TV.
Yeah, and it's RT. It used to be called Russian television. They shortened it to RT, so like KFC.
Right.
Shortened things up a little bit. I guess the Russia tag they felt maybe wasn't a big selling point. And I've watched it a couple times just out of curiosity. Production values are horrible, so when we have Congress and they're talking about all these, all this concern, or Justice Department or any of these government entities about, Russia on Facebook and social media and influence, they have an entire television channel that they constantly and they don't hide it. It's Russian TV. They promote it. This is what they are. So this, okay. So it's a radio version of what we've had for I don't know how long.
So if I understand you correctly, you're just saying this is a bunch of hand-wringing on the part of everyone.
It's just odd.
We don't want to hear a different view than what we're used to.
Ultimately, I don't think that it's going to get a lot of people listening. In fact, who wrote this piece? Kansas City Star? Well, they...
There you go.
Well, so this radio station can thank the Kansas City Star for an increase in listenership because people will tune in just out of curiosity. And people will probably, after watching this, they're going to go see if that RT is on their network provider. But... that stuff, it's just the inconsistent hand-wringing,
All right, but here's the deal, which I thought was interesting and actually gets us more into American politics. So the tagline for this station, and you've seen this with stations too, basically they say, we tell you the things the liberal media won't tell you, right? So they throw kind of the Russian programming in with the so-called conservative view. And I know you're not a Russian bot, and you're not pushing Russian propaganda.
But
are you a little uncomfortable with this co-branding?
No, not really, because, look, if you're going to brand yourself something, conservative talk is what works. Liberal talk hasn't. So, that's marketing. That's how they're going to get people to listen.
But you don't see the liberal. Are there any liberal stations?
There used to be. Well, there was Air America, but
they're gone.
Yeah,
that model never works. But it's just interesting, I thought, to see that there's kind of this business model where the Russians get some time.
I just, they
They've done good
talk
marketing.
radio, right? Yeah.
They looked and see what's worked. They're duplicating something. It's one of those where I think, like you said, they're looking for readership. They're looking for people to, get excited because the word Russia is included. And that's one of the things that I'm kind of getting. When we talked about the words we should quit using, I wish we could have added Russia into that because it is exhausting to where it's like So the other thing is we have a lot of Russian Americans who are now being targeted, and it's becoming this thing of you have to hide where you are because now we're creating all these scare tactics that says we've got to be concerned. Well, I love that like the BBC is available to me and I get to listen to that. Now, are they marketing this, a little bit sketchy? Sure, but are they marketing it to make sure that 50% of Americans might be interested to listen for a little bit? Okay. But I think we have to be careful about how we're saying anything Russian.
But even the Republicans in the Senate did point out that
of
Russia tried to use media to undermine.
But BBC is a perfect example. I mean, they made it very clear that they think Donald Trump is horrible and awful. They have not, I mean, and they're pretty in line with our own media here, where 90% of stories are Trump bad, Are we concerned about, that's BBC, that is British-run, government-run radio. Are we concerned about, where are the investigations into their interfering in our election? I mean, it's just, it's politics, is what it is. And can we stop pretending like we're like this little mold in Russia's we got to be real scared of even their information. Who cares? I mean, when did we become so fragile and so weak that, that we're worried about Russia propaganda? Right. Really?
Well, most of our politicians have money weaved in many different areas. It's just that this one is, the current talk. And it makes individuals very concerned when you start to see the long-term weaving that our current president has had with many Russians that are obviously a little concerning to be in business with. So they are using kind of those scare tactics in order to say, hey, look at what we're doing. Good or bad, we're at least listen once.
And I mean, we interfere all the time. Oh, the week prior to the last Canadian election, Obama went up there to campaign on behalf of Trudeau. I mean, this happens. This idea that, and I'm not saying that we should necessarily not concern ourselves with it and so forth, but we have created this whole fake world in which no country ever tries to have any sort of influence over any other country except Russia all of a sudden. And
we've been innocent the whole time.
Right.
The U.S. never tries propaganda campaigns.
And we never try to control governments or instill our own governments into other countries.
Fortunately for us, we're the good guys.
Right, always.
They're the bad guys.
Yes.
I see.
But it's just, we act as if we're this fragile little snowflake of a country, and if Russia has some people putting Facebook profiles up that are, saying whatever, that our election is going to swing the other way.
Comrades Nick and Amy.
До свидания.
Unconcerned.
We'll be back after this.